Okay, stretching and abdominal work. So after your warm-up, here's where you want to do the stretching. Right, so the body should be sweating at this point to do the stretching. So you do your lunges, straighten, bend. Make sure you're in the bent position before you switch. Then you do your side stretch exercises. New students should not do this. Toes up, right? So just feet down, and then sitting down. Sitting down. And this padding outside. Then you can start your stretching on both sides. And then from there you do your butterfly stretch. Inhale, exhale, then you have your arrow stretch. 1 foot out, arrow stretch, and switch. Now here you begin your abdominal work. Here you can do different things to focus on different areas of your abs. You can do leg raises, arms out to the sides, left and right. You can do crossover sit-ups. Oh, mat warm-up and hurricanes, right? Keep this, okay, if you have beginners in your class, keep this to a minimum. Okay, you don't want to exhaust
Those are
the person.
options. It's not like do all those things.
Yeah.
Those are kind of obvious for the class.
I think we're keeping it to what, 30 reps per class. Like if you do
30 for different type of exercise.
Yeah, maximum
If you're,
30 for
if you're doing a lot of ab workouts, you have to make sure you know what part of the ab you're working out. Because if you do a bunch of different types of sit-ups that all work, say the lower abs, and people are going to be super sore. Like that set that's in there, that's Sabanam's like preferred set because it goes from here to here to here. And you're giving a good workout and you're warming up the core, but you're not burning out any one set of muscles. So people are going to be good and warm. Stretched out for the next part.
Oh, and then following the ab work, you should always do some quick stretching. Pull your knees into your chest and breathe. Sit up, legs forward, stretching, and then roll onto your stomach for a cobra stretch, and then stretching back into the child's pose. And come up into a V, stretch out your calves, work your hands back, bend, straighten, then exhale down, up. And exhale. So that concludes part 3. And now,
so can I make a small point?
Yes.
If you notice, she finished on her feet, right? And it's a very, we all know that sequence of exercises and that transition. We've all seen it in class hundreds of times probably, but I've also been in a lot of classes with instructors where it's like, okay, now sit down, now stand up. And you don't notice it so much. Maybe. I really notice it because when you're cold and someone has you getting up and sitting up and standing up, sitting down, it's going to throw you off. And you're also, there's a transition time that you're wasting. That sequence that she just did is really important because you can naturally go to a seated position and you naturally end up in a standing position. And it's very kind of even and paced. And so we've all done this sequence of exercises, but what is really nice about this is the order. So you need to memorize the order. Not just make sure you get every single stretch in. Because it's important to do the open stretch before the butterfly stretch. Because of the way it stretches the muscles. And so, if anything at a minimum, make sure you get the order of the stuff that she did, the warm up and the general stretch.
and that concludes the stretching part 3. Steve is going to do the basics class structure.
So you're reading the new white belts, how to bow, where to stand, warm them up properly, everybody's hot, ready to go. So we jump right in and start doing the on suits, right? No. Okay. So first thing you need to do when you're teaching, it's particularly important for you teachers, is you have to take a step back and understand what is my mindset when I'm standing in front of the class. It's very easy to make a mistake to think that this is about see what I can do, see how good I am. Okay, I've got great kicks, I've got great techniques. That is not what this is about. You've got to leave your ego wherever you step on that. This is about how do I properly teach people what they need to know and what they're ready to know, regardless of what I prefer to practice. This is not your class, you are an instructor. So you have to understand who is standing in front of you. And you have to have a mindset that I want to show them how to do this successfully, so that they are excited about it, they learn it, and they don't get injured. It's not about showing everybody how to do it. If you don't have that mindset, you cannot stand in front of the class and teach properly. The next thing you've got to do is you've got to understand who is in front of you. Do I have 5 white belts and 2 black belts? Because every class is different. Do I have no white belts, 5 gold bands, 2 black belts? I have 4 different colors in front of me, right? White belt's new, white hat been here for 3 or 4 years. You must understand who's in front of you, because that's going to change what you teach and how you teach it in the structure of your class. It's important to think this through, because we've taught something for a very long time, so we forget what it's like to be one. Okay, what is the mindset of a brand new white belt when they walk? What do we think they are? Any ideas? Scared. Right. What is the physical condition of most people who walk on a mat in the first class? Out of shape. What you have is, you have a tremendous formula right there. You've got out of shape, scared people. What happens when you're scared? What turns off when you're scared? You don't listen. You're in defense. All right. So you've got to really pay attention to how you deal with them, how you structure the class, what you teach them.
What's even scarier is an out of shape black belt who hasn't changed in 10 years.
Yes, sir.
Even scarier. They will mess themselves up.
So understand who's in front of you. That's going to affect. I haven't got to what you teach yet. That's going to affect how you teach it. All right? Very simple things. Okay? How do you demonstrate? Do you shadow or do you mirror? Who knows what that is? What's shadowing?
Shadowing the instructor.
Come up and show me. I'm just going to.
So
Shadow.
shadowing would be like this. So 1.
Oh, white belt. What was that? Right. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. Show me mirror. Let's mirror.
Pairing would be right.
Good. What did he do? Ah, well, what did he just do?
He said right.
He said right, but he's going left because this is my right. That's his left. If he goes stretch to the right, he goes that way. What's going on in my mind? I'm lost. Right there, you've lost. I have no idea what's going on. So it's very important to understand what you're doing when you're shadowing, mirroring, and observations. When you're teaching a white belt something, what's better? Shadowing and mirroring.
Shadow.
Because if you go, okay, fighting stance, double punch like this, left, right, and you have this one, they're going to automatically do the opposite. So always, with new people, if you're showing them individually, always shadow. Right? Understand the difference and understand you should do. Secondly, okay, what do I teach? All right? Do I choose what I teach? An orange belt? Can I teach Hapkido to a yellow belt? It's not on this curriculum. There is a curriculum. Sabadon has one of the most tremendous, organized, well-thought-out curriculums I've ever seen. Right? There's a reason and a purpose for why everything is learned at different levels and in certain orders. It's like building a house. You cannot put the roof on until you build the foundation. You cannot put the first floor on until you build the foundation. It's got to be built in such a way that it can be built up strong. Otherwise, it's a house of sand. You've heard that term. It falls down. So you must understand the curriculum. It's very important. So I still don't remember it. I carry around a notebook. I look at it. I refresh it. Every time I walk on the mat, I make sure I refresh my memory. What am I supposed to teach the yellow belts? What am I supposed to teach the orange? It's very important. Stick to Sabadon's curriculum. Okay? It's built in a certain way, how you should learn and how you do it.